Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio, Late Night with Popeye. How are you doing, guys? Hello, everybody that's gathering on the chat line. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope the audio is going out. It should be. So, man, what a weekend. What you saw there a minute ago was a little bit of the video of the Trump train we participated in this weekend. It was great fun. It was great fun. The weather was great. It was mild, and started out a little cool in the morning, but it heated up to about 62 degrees, so it was all good. Everything was good. You know, one of the things about it, when you go to a Trump event, and you meet some nice folks. It's really a lot of fun, and it's not like you're seeing up above here, where these maniacs are are out there doing crazy things. And tonight, I guess they have something to protest about, being as Judge Amy Coney Barrett was sworn in as the next Supreme Court Justice. So everybody's screaming, everybody's carrying on. CNN is going mad, absolutely going mad. They're comparing Trump to Hitler. And, what do you think Biden's going to take us? What do you think that group is going to take us? They're going to take us toward fascism, yeah. The very stuff they bitch about, the very stuff that these people up here say they're against, oh yeah. And we'll watch how fast that happens if they get elected. And we'll watch how fast the Constitution disintegrates if they get elected. So that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. But hey, if you would like and share our station, and we'll be on tomorrow night. OG and I, Texas Biker Radio number 419. Oh yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night. We'll be talking about the events of last week, the weekend, and looking forward. And so, matter of fact is, we look forward to our next Trump train ride that we do, and this is just a couple of days before the election. And we do believe it's imperative that we get out there and do everything we can do to save the Constitution. And really for us, with Sons of Liberty Riders MC, since we are sworn to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And let me tell you, we got plenty of domestic enemies. And a bunch of them are right there marching down the street, beating on drums, chanting, acting like I don't know what. I can't describe it the way I want to, or otherwise we'll get censored by YouTube. That's just the way it is. Let me say hi to some people on the chat line. Good evening, Ghost Eagle. How are you doing? Matters Workshop. Yeah, you guys. I hope you're doing well. And so here we go, everybody. Here we go. Now, it's important. It's important. And one reason I'm on tonight, because I want to tell everybody how important it is that you safeguard your vote. You either go vote early and in person, you go vote on November 3rd in person, and I would say to you, carry some water with you, carry some snacks with you in case the lines are long, and if they are long, don't give up. Don't give up. That's how important this is. That's how important this is. Don't say, oh, my vote won't make a difference. You know what? Heck, is the line's too long? I don't want to mess with it. You know what? We got to do it. We got to do it. I got to do it. You got to do it. Everybody's got to do it. We've got to, like I said, save the Constitution. It's in great peril. It's in great peril. So it's us to do that. It's up to us to do that. We've got people that, you know, let me say this. One of the best things you can do is just turn the damn television off. All these commercials are getting crazy as hell. They're all lying. And so, you know, I mean, forget it. Just forget it. You've made your choice by now, or you should have. You should have. There should be nobody in this country that hasn't made up their mind, that hasn't seen their choices. And hopefully you understand what's at stake here. And there are many people like that are marching up here that don't have a freaking clue. That don't have a freaking clue. You know, if you watched Laura Logan the other night on Fox Business, and you know, she has that show called No Agenda, Laura Logan, No Agenda. And they went over the Antifa types and also the, I guess it's the Socialist Democratic Party, which they have teamed up with, and not only the BLM, but the Democratic Socialist Party, Socialist Democrat, whichever way it's said. They've all teamed up with each other. And let me tell you, their beliefs, their core beliefs, and what they want to do is not what Joe Biden's talking about. Because Joe Biden can get out there and flip-flop all he wants to. We know where they want to go. And I would say that's full-blown communism is what these people want to do. As a matter of fact, is once again, like I said the last week, the protests are getting boring. As if you watch this going on up here, that's Watch with Wayne, the entrepreneur from Canada that's trying to make a living off of protests that are going on in this country. And, you know, more power to him. He's an entrepreneur. But he's also a conservative. So I'll give him one thing about that. He's in our corner. He doesn't like what he sees going on in this country. He doesn't like the aspirations of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and those behind him. And so we got one shot at this. One. If they win, that side wins. Now, these people think they're in charge. They think they're in charge. And these people are well organized. They've been training people for years. Matter of fact, is on that No Agenda showed. They showed how they operate within these protests. There may be a peaceful protest going on, but they have operators within those groups that are really sneaky, and they're the ones setting fires. They're the ones destroying police cars, and then they sneak off into the crowd. And they showed it. They showed it in that show. I'll see if we can. I'll see if that's on YouTube anywhere or wherever it's at. I'll see if we can find it, because you do need to see it. You do need to see it. When we do find it, if it's available to us, we'll make sure you see it on this show. So, like I said, you've got to protect your vote. You cannot trust it to the postman. You cannot trust it to the postal union. You cannot trust that your vote would be guarded as if it was sacred. No, none of that. I mean, there's things already happening There's things already happening. They're already finding votes in the trash. They're finding votes in the gutters. They're finding votes in the creeks. And we don't know how much vote harvesting is going on out there. Now, a lot of senior centers and stuff like that have been notified to watch for this. And hopefully those people are caught and sent to prison for a very long time. But as we said the other night, Donald Trump needs 4 more years because the job is not done. And I do believe him when he said he didn't know the deep state ran that deep, and it does. And I can tell you that not only the upper echelons of the FBI and Homeland Security, and apparently people that were new that were put in charge of the FBI after Comey's ass was thrown out of there, they're in on it too. So those people need to be fired. Matter of fact is, we do believe that the FBI needs to be defunded. They need to be taken down a peg or two. And I do believe Homeland Security may fit that bill too. Because these people, like we said, took the oath to defend this country, to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And let me tell you, the domestic enemies out there are in plain sight. In plain sight. And I'm sure the Democrats out there would like, maybe they have a crook that's running for president. Maybe they like it. I don't know. But it's a sad state of affairs that we see going on in our country now. A sad state. So we got work to do over the next 8 days, 7 days tomorrow. Now, am I excited about it? Am I confident about it? You know, I see things seem to be swinging our way. But we can't trust the amount of cheating that is going to go on. We can't let this election be stolen. We can't let this election be bought. And that's what's going on here in Texas. That's what's going on here. The Democratic Party, you know, part of that $2 billion they collected off of all these left-wing organizations, including the BLM, monies that went directly to the Democratic Party. They're throwing tons of monies in commercial advertisements here in Texas. Let me say this. A bunch of those advertisements here in Texas, they say, well, we're going to go to Washington, D.C. and shake things up. Yeah? Just what are you going to do? Maybe what you should be doing right now is demanding that Joe, the con man Biden, Joe, the crook Biden, maybe they need to be asking him to drop out of the race right now. How about that? I mean, for a whole bunch of reasons. Not only the Hunter Biden episode that's been going on, but also these other things that have happened to Donald Trump over the last 4 years. It's incredible. And so we've got to get the word out there. We've got to pass on everything that the media is trying to cover up. We've got to make it sure it gets out there to the public. And that's what we'll be doing for the next week. Making sure that everything we can find gets out there to the public. Share it, share it, share it. Like it, share it, share it, share it, like it. Get it out there. I mean, we can't let the mainstream media, we can't let high-tech institutions keep us from having our say. We just can't let them do it. We've got to get out there and work. And, you know, I do believe the mayor they're in Burleson, not the mayor, but the challenger. They're in Burleson, has had a good idea. I do believe it was a good campaign strategy to start these Trump rallies. He's the opponent of the mayor. Now the mayor's pissed off as hell because he's doing these Trump truck rallies, the Trump trains. And they've been doing them each weekend, and he's been getting great advertisement off of it. I mean, great advertisement. It's incredible. And, as we were going around Burleson, Texas, we were getting all kinds of thumbs up. People were coming out and waving. People were coming out and waving Trump flags. They were doing all kinds of stuff was going on. Now, we did have a couple of negative things. We had two individuals that were in cars that were passing the other way that showed us their IQ. Yeah, their IQ of 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know what that was, the old middle finger. And then we had another one that was waving a sign, a Biden sign, compared to the 100 vehicles or so that were out there driving up and down the road, everybody honking at us, everybody having a good time. And we did see a couple of Biden signs in front of some houses. A couple. But we saw Trump flags everywhere. Oh, yeah. So we do believe where that city's going to stand. And we do believe that huge parts of Texas are going to be just like that. I mean, so, wow. Well, like we said, CNN is going nuts, absolutely nuts. Like I said, comparing Trump to Hitler, they even called it a monarch. Well, we're anything but a monarch. We're anything with that. Trump's trying to protect the Constitution and the constitutional rights of all American citizens. Just because the Democrats and the CNNs and the CBSs, the ABCs, I mean, all those stations, just because they don't like it, just because they don't like him, they're out of their minds. They're out of their minds. They're ready to throw the whole country under the bus. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow night on our show when we're going to talk about what are the dangers or the pitfalls of all the, is if they were to win and what's going to happen. And we know one thing is that the Biden's plan, which is not really a plan, it's not his plan. It's these people, well, that's not them right now. The rioters, the people that are behind them, it's their plan. And their plan is to wreck this country. They don't like capitalism. They claim they don't like corporatism, but let me tell you this, corporatism is the name of the game with them right now. Because the people they're supporting, like the Bidens, they're nothing but corporate whores, is all they are. And so is the BLM, for that matter, the donations they get from large corporations like Nike, like the NBA, the NFL. Who can stand to watch that bullshit? I think Dallas has lost two. From what I heard, Dallas has lost 2 quarterbacks. But hey, I don't give a damn. I don't watch them anymore. I don't watch any NFL games anymore. And I damn sure, hell, I really never really watched the NBA. It's just a basketball game. All you got to do is tune in the last minute. You've seen the whole game. That's the truth of it. But here we go, everybody. We're in for one hell of a ride, all the way through November 3rd. And then once that happens, if Trump wins, they're really going to go crazy. And these people, like up above right here, oh yeah, can't wait to see what they do. And but you know, the government, those that are supposed to protect these cities, those people that are supposed to do the, protect our citizens, protect our country, they better be doing their damn job. Because like we said here in Texas, I will tell you right now, if they don't do their damn job, we will. If they come into our neighborhoods, you bet. You bet. So let's put them on notice right now. Do your damn job. And that would include the FBI. You should be arresting people. We should see politicians in jail right now. And we don't. They're actually providing cover for them. They're every bit as bad as the mainstream media. And I'm sick of it. Sick of it. We've watched them walk away from every crime again and again and again, whether it be Hillary Clinton's emails or Benghazi and that disaster that was. Joe Biden, Hunter Biden's transgressions, the things they've done, the money they've made off the backs of the people. What the hell is going on here? Well, we know what it is. It's the deep state in action. And it needs to be cleaned up. And it's damn sure not going to be cleaned up by Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. It's just not. It's just not. But we're saying to everybody, tune in tomorrow night. OG and I are going to have plenty to say. And you know, we're not like other podcasts. We're not here begging you for money. We're not trying to sell you a damn t-shirt. We're trying to alert you to the things we see going on. And hopefully, you're going to participate in our endeavors. Which, like I said before, Sons of Liberty Riders MC are defenders of the Constitution and people who've had their constitutional rights violated. Now, we have taken action in the past. We've gone out to where people's houses have been attacked by left-wingers, property destroyed, their lives threatened. Yeah. And we've had to go to their homes and protect them in the past, in 2016 especially. And we located those people that were doing those things, and we located the leader of that group, and we went to his house and told him, we're holding you responsible for everything that happens at this lady's house. It needs to stop, and stop now. Guess what? It stopped. Now, I did take a lot of video on Saturday of the Trump train ride, and we didn't have that many bikes there, but there were a lot of cars. It was really, like I said, it was fun, and I had about almost 2 hours of video, and I did whittle it down to about 42 minutes. It's on YouTube. But what I'm going to do, I did notice some things, there's some areas that need to be trimmed down. I need to get it down to about 10 or 15 minutes, and that's a lot of editing. And I saw some things, one of the words was misspelled, and I saw one of them that wasn't quite in the center of the screen. So I got to go back tomorrow and straighten all that out and whittle it down some more, so more people might watch it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's okay for the guys that were participating in the ride because, hey, you love watching yourself. You're thinking look real cool on your bike, your truck, or whatever. And so, you may watch 40 minutes of it. But for the average guy out there, that's maybe a little bit much. And it was a little bit much for me to edit. So I don't know whether I'll do that much video in it the next time. Then again, I may be more selective about. Well, you just got to get a bunch of raw film, and then you start whittling it down. And it can take any place from 4 to 6 hours to produce one of those. But you got to love it, right? You got to love the things you do. And so we do. We do. We like our cause. We think it's just. And we've got bikers sitting in, not sitting in jail right now, but that are going to court soon. And we hope that people pay attention to the people down ballot, especially these judges. If they're not constitutional type judges, they don't need to be in office. They don't need to be in office. So we got a lot of work to do. And like I said, these people that are these Democrats, not all of them are bad, but let me say this. Once they get up there, and once they get into to the Texas state legislators, as legislators, state reps, state senators, their attitude kind of changes. They forget everything they told you, and then they start following the party line. And that's just, one thing is that's creepy as hell. You shouldn't promise people things that you're not going to do. And that's the truth of it. And you guys, look, in or near the DFW area, you're certainly welcome to join us on the next Trump train ride. It'll be posted at Sons of Liberty Riders MC on Facebook and events. And we'll also make sure and post it underneath tomorrow night's show. And hopefully we've got everything nailed down as to what's going to happen next weekend. It's going to be cool. Like I said, it's always fun. The weather is showing to be great then. Here over in Texas over the past few days has been nothing but cold and rain. If you can call, 50 degrees, 40-degree cold. I know that's not cold to some of you folks. No, not you guys up north. But I do believe today was the first time our heat came on in the house this morning. And so, anyway, I'm going to go back and right now and show you some more of that video. Here we go. That's us in the city of Burleson. And, just like I said, there's parts of this video I can edit out, like when we separate from the pack. I kept waiting for this guy behind me to get in front of me so I can get him in the video. And matter of fact, there were two that were behind me, and I kept waiting for them to get up in front of me, try and get them in the video. But they seemed to want to hang around the back, and so it was a futile effort for sure. Yeah, it was. But the whole day was interesting, and like I said, the people that came out to greet us and wave at us and honk at us and all that stuff, it was really nice, really nice. As you can tell, let me show you one more time. See that blue sky there? It was a beautiful day, a beautiful day. Now, before the end of that ride, the clouds had moved in. Matter of fact, it's clouds from the rain we're now getting. So that's where we're at. That's right. And how you doing, Lorenzo? That's a new one. I don't believe I've seen that one before. Hope you're doing well. Where are you at, Lorenzo? They're talking about Facebook jail. OG is still in Facebook jail. Yeah, and maybe some of us that are in jail will get out of the Facebook jail after November 3rd. We'll see. We'll see. He says, "Oh, he's in McKinney." There you go. Yeah. Well, you know what? From where we're at in Arlington, and McKinney's about maybe a little less than 60 miles away. That's where OG used to live. And there is a temperature difference that we call it going north. And so, we say, well, I mean, McKinney, you might as well just be in Oklahoma. Sometimes when you drive across town here, that's 60 miles, and depending on the traffic, it'll feel like you're driving to Oklahoma. Certainly will. But, hey, McKinney's a beautiful town, a great downtown, and, OG lived in a mansion out there. Yeah, he did. Yeah. And so brain damage is 39 in Arlington. Wow. Okay. Well, that gives you an idea. You see, I'm in a hoodie, and I do have the heat on here in the studio, but I just turned it on a while ago. But, hey, the guys up north are laughing at us, guys. They're laughing at us because my granddaughter out in Lubbock, it's 25 degrees out there today, during the day. Yeah. So I imagine what it's like right now. so, hey, you guys join us this weekend if you can, if you would. We'll all have a great time, and then after the ride, we'll go have a couple of beers and maybe something to eat. And so we'll talk about more tomorrow night when OG comes on with me. Right now, everything I'm talking about, I'm just talking off the top of my head. We don't use a script. We don't use a script. We just tell you what we see, what we think. We don't have to have CNN tell us what to think. We don't even have to have Fox News tell us what to think. What we do is we go out and seek material from a group that may be just seeking the truth. And probably Tucker Carlson is one of the best at it. He is one of the best. Really is. But, like I said, hey, you guys, join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be creating the link for it tomorrow morning as I'm whittling away at that video. Yeah. And so you guys join us if you would. Like it, share our stuff, like I said, we're just ordinary bikers who are just talking about the obvious, and we've been doing this for 7 years now. OG and I. So when you look at, when you figure it up, 7 years, you can go by our shows. 419 shows divided by 12 by 7 years, Yeah. It gives you an idea how many shows we've been doing. But it's been great fun. It's good to make great friends, whether you're here in Texas, across the nation, or the world for that matter. Yeah, we get emails from overseas all the time. Yeah. And maybe one of the places you can get some of the best news is Sky News out of Australia. Oh yeah, they're interesting as heck. And of course, they're sick of what their governments are doing to them over there, especially in Queensland, and I think the other state is Victoria. Yeah, I mean the things they're doing over the COVID, and I didn't mention that tonight. And there's if you look out there, the media is just going hog wild, trying to scare you to death over the COVID, trying to scare you to death. OG and I have been everywhere. We've been to Houston. We've been to Las Vegas. We've been everywhere. And sometimes wearing a mask and sometimes not. More times not than wearing. And so, I mean, it's just what kind of precautions you're going to take. I do believe Donald Trump when he says, hey, the doctors are getting a handle on this thing. And one of the mainstream medias don't report. One of the things is the death count, which is really low. Really low. The reason there's so many new cases is because of testing. We test more than anybody. And I do believe another thing, because of my college-age grandkids, which we have about 4 or 5 of them, they're running wild. They're not taking any precautions. They're not worried about it. They've already been told if you're a young person, you're going to survive it. You may not even feel any symptoms at all. So therefore, they're out having a good time. They're not shutting down. And they're pissed off. They're pissed off over these virtual classes. I can tell you that right now, because many of them aren't worth a damn. Or not worth a damn. Just saying, everybody. And I will contact Alice Linehan later this week to talk to about educational stuff, about your kids' education, about the Common Core and all these curriculums out there that teach our children to act like this. Like this. And we'll also be talking about the place in Austin, Texas, where a lot of the training goes on for these clowns. With that, everybody, have a great evening. You guys be safe from the COVID, every other thing out there that may do you harm. And if you're on the 2 wheels, ride safe, everybody. Ride safe. And good evening, Earl Bennett. I didn't see you down there till just now. How are you doing? He's in Seminole. It says 28 degrees, or 26. Wow. Wow. See you tomorrow night, guys. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Texas Biker Radio, number 419. Have a great evening. Be safe.